Hi, Brad with No Worry Retirement here, and I just want to say, first of all, thank you for watching our video on Facebook and clicking the link and coming to this page. What I wanted to do is just go a little bit more in depth than the video that you just watched. I promise it won't be too long, but before you fill out the information, I just want to give you a little more insight as to what the fixed indexed annuity is and what it can do for you and your retirement plan. So, what the fixed indexed annuity is not, it is not the best investment, okay? I want to get that out because a lot of people and a lot of companies will say, oh, you've got to invest in real estate because it's the best. You've got to invest in oil and gas because it's the best, or you've got to invest in, on and on and on, whatever the case may be. We've all seen people invest in things that it doesn't work out for them. I've done it. Believe me, I've done it, and so have many of you. But really, if you could, I would like for you to think about investments across the board, either in, if you like sports, think of different investments as being offensive and defensive, and some that might be a hybrid, a little bit of both. Or, think of them as tools, because that's what they really are. Investments are tools to get you the kind of money saved up, not only just for retirement, but to afford you a certain lifestyle that you're looking for. Okay, so if I said, look, I want you to hang a mirror, and I gave you a hammer and a screw, might do it. But if I gave you a screwdriver and a screw, and you could screw it into the wall, well, that would be much easier. Just like if I said, hey, I want you to rip down this wall, you might need saws and hammers, and a screwdriver. You could do it, but it might take a much, much longer time. So think of investments in something that you can put into your mind that will allow us, as we go down this road together, to think about using the right tool for the right job, or getting a offensive investment. For example, Peyton Manning was a great quarterback, and for those of us that got to watch him, he was phenomenal. But he also was not a linebacker. Peyton Manning would have not made a great linebacker. So get it in your mind however you want, offensive, defensive, right tool. But the fixed indexed annuity is not the best investment. But it can be the right investment at the right time. And what do I mean by that? So if you are in, let's say, the middle of your working years, or you're reaching the end, you've got to become much more conservative in your overall portfolio. And one thing I find very interesting, not only me, but our advisors, when we talk with them, is how people will say, oh, I don't want to lose money, I'm very conservative. And then we look at their current portfolio, and they're in high risk investments, and there's not much conservative planning going on with them. So we look at using the fixed indexed annuity for two things. Number one is we're going to help you continue to grow your assets at a moderate interest rate to near stock market returns. Now, the fixed indexed annuity, it's not going to be able to outperform equities. It may or may not be able to always outperform real estate. But what the fixed indexed annuity does is it puts your money into an asset that cannot lose value. That's first and foremost the most important feature of any annuity besides the variable annuity. Keep in mind, variable annuities can lose value in the cash account. Fixed indexed annuities cannot. Now, that's let's use the word, the fixed part of it. But where it gets really, really interesting is the indexed part. So when we say it's a fixed indexed annuity, what we mean is that the insurance companies buy, let's call them options. And let's say, this is all hypothetical, you are going to purchase the S&P 500 index, and let's say it's starting at 2,000, okay? So the insurance company will purchase options, and they go for a year. And in a year, if the index is at 2,000, or let's say it lost value and it's at 1950, you're going to be flat and possibly even be credited what is their minimum guaranteed interest, okay? But the great part of it is you haven't lost any value. But where the really, really interesting part comes into is let's say that S&P gained 16%. Now, the way that the rules work within the indexed annuity, you're probably not going to be credited the whole 16%. You might be credited, let's say, with 12, 11. Okay, but imagine having your retirement funds inside an investment vehicle that it can't ever lose principal, it can't ever lose credited interest. So if you've had it 4 years and it's gained interest all 4 years, and then the 5th year, the indexes go down, you're going to be credited all of those years of interest. So at the very least, you could get the floor, which would be 0 gains for the year. That's what we call the power of zero. Wouldn't it be amazing if you could put your money in the stock market, and if the market was up 30%, you could get 30, and if it was down 30%, you would lose nothing? Well, that's very close to what the fixed indexed annuity can do for you. So if you have interest in moving your retirement funds into a product that will give you, one, some peace of mind knowing that your money's safe. So when the Wall Street markets are doing their up and down yo-yos, or some people call it the Wall Street waltz, you don't have to worry if it's up or down, because you're not affected by those kind of things, right? But if you would also like the opportunity to outdo CDs or regular MIGA annuities or certain period annuities, and you want to look for something that seems to be the perfect hybrid of growth and safety, that could be the fixed indexed annuity. Now, it's not for everybody, I will tell you that, but what we use it for is locking down your retirement income. Once we have your retirement income in place, and we know that you won't run out of money, and those checks are going to come almost like what you're doing is building a pension. You're going to get a monthly check or a quarterly check, however you want it to come, annually. But every month or whatever the period is, you're going to get paid for as long as you live. And even if there's some years we've got to try to make up for, maybe this is for you. And once we get that covered, then the other money you use can be used for gifting for your children, your grandchildren, maybe that dream vacation, or maybe you like to play in the markets. Maybe you like to invest in real estate, and you like to invest in other commodities. Whatever the case may be, we'll take care of you and your lifestyle so that you don't run out of money and you don't have to decrease your standard of living. That's how we can help you. Now, please, if this sounds like something of interest to you, click the link below and fill out the information. And I'm sorry, I'm just looking here, and I know I've gone about 10 minutes here, but I really do appreciate you taking the time to listen. We don't take that for granted, but let us help you plan your retirement so that you can quit wondering and hoping and guessing that you'll be able to make it. Let us help you know that you can retire with peace of mind. Worry retirement. We do the worrying so you don't have to.